Hi, so I'm bored, so I decided to do the accent meme that I've seen a couple people do because it looks like it could be fun. The first question is name and username. My name is Liz, which is short for my middle name, which is Elizabeth, and my username is Surexy, which is a Latin root for a lot of words that I like, because I'm a word nerd and I like words. And the next question is a list of words to pronounce. The first one is aunt or aunt. Honestly, I have been known to say both. It just kind of depends. The next one is roof, and then route, although I do occasionally say route because I have lived in the South for quite some time, various parts of the South, and you more hear route in the South. And also when I'm talking about Route 66. Never say Route 66, and I think it's because of that song, get your kicks on Route 66. So, but normally I just say route. The next word is theater, iron, salmon, caramel or caramel, depending on the context, fire, water, Nolans, not New Orleans, Nolans, pecan, both again, probably, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, pajamas or pajamas, mostly pajamas, but sometimes pajamas, PJs often as well, caught, naturally, and the next one, this is going to be weird because mostly I'm pretty American when it comes to accent, but aluminium is what my natural instinct is to say instead of aluminum, and I try to remember to say aluminum instead of aluminium when I'm here in America because people look at me funny if I don't, but sometimes I forget. GIF, I think instead of GIF. I like the softer G, I guess. Tumblr, crackerjack, doorknob, envelope, and GPOY, because GPOY is not an acronym that lends itself to wording. And then the next question is, what is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? It's called TPing, and it is something that I have never done and never had done to my house because my friends and I in high school were boring and well-behaved and didn't do stuff like that. We did have fun though. So, boring for a given value of boring. A bubbly carbonated drink is called soda. Although here in the South, sometimes you can order a Coke at a restaurant and you'll be asked what kind, because Coke can be generic. And also I've spent lots of time in the Midwest where pop and soda are constantly at war. And depending on which part of the Midwest you're from, you could get some very strong opinions. I myself use soda. I call gym shoes sneakers, sometimes trainers, sometimes tennis shoes. I call my grandparents grandma and grandpa, although when I was young and my paternal grandpa was still alive, I called him Grandpa Joe. And when I was very young, I called my maternal grandpa, and this was even though I could say grandpa perfectly well, because I called Grandpa Joe, I would call my maternal grandpa Pom Pom. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just did. And then I grew out of it and called him Grandpa. And that's that. The wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket is a cart. Sometimes shopping cart, sometimes grocery cart. But really, when you're at the supermarket, you don't really need to specify because it's obvious what you're going to be using it for. The thing you change the TV channel with is the remote, or the remote control, depending on how lazy I am in terms of what I want to say. The next question is to choose a book and read a passage from it. And I picked the collected works of Khalil Gibran. He's a poet, and I've been really enjoying him lately. And this is an excerpt from his big long work, The Prophet, from the section on love. Love gives not but itself, and takes not from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. So pretty. Highly recommend checking out Khalil Gibran if you like pretty words strung together in pretty ways with pretty meanings. Do I think I have an accent? Yes, I think I have several accents all at once, all smushed together. I always like to say that I think Henry Higgins would have a field day with me between the Midwest, the South, Texas, which is different than the South, the Eastern Seaboard, a little bit of Hawaii thrown in there, and not to mention the British from the time that I lived in England and all the British TV that I watch. So my accent is pretty crazy. Be a wizard or a vampire? Definitely a wizard. Magic is cooler and less restrictions on when you can go outside. Because if I were going to be a vampire, it would not be a sparklepire. It would be a proper vampire who would burn in the sun. Do I know anyone on Tumblr in real life? Yes, I do. One of them is someone I go to school with here in Texas, and she is really cool. And the other one is my BFF/awesome twin, Nikki, who I actually met online but have obviously met in person several times since. And she's actually going to England with me in a couple of days, and we are super excited. And then end the audio post by saying any 3 words you want. Words are cool.